This week, we're going to be addressing our justice and crime data for the Antelope Valley. Our desired result is that by the end of this session, we have been able to build relationships among regional partners. We're looking to engage in a collective data sense on what we have just learned as it relates to justice and crime. And then we want to practice connecting data related to the justice and crime to the 6 conditions of change. That's why you have the 6 conditions on your table. So we want to make sure we're able to relate it to what we've been studying with the 6 conditions. Why do we keep going over and over the 6 conditions? Because it's a part of how we understand what is happening, how to connect the data to the numbers and the storytelling without blaming the person, but we want to stay connected so that we have a clear understanding of how we will begin to move into our next phase of our CCAs. So right now we're going to do, good morning, we're going to do our icebreaker. So I'm going to have Maylin, she's going to come up and she's going to lead us into our next icebreaker. Maylin.
Hi, good morning, everybody. So for today's icebreaker, we are going to be selecting a color that best represents how you are feeling today. We are going to think about why we feel that way and then share your thoughts within the group. Online, if you could please put it in the chat, that'd be helpful. That's fine. Oh.
Okay, so for today's icebreaker, we are going to select a color that best represents on how you are feeling today. Think about why you selected this color and share your thoughts with the group.
Yes, please.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashley Rihanna. I'm a admin assistant with CalFresh here at AEPH. And I chose moss really because I just think it's pretty. And I also just feel lively today. It feels like a lively, bright color. I'm ready for the day, to get my day started and learn a lot in this meeting.
Nice.
Anyone else like to? Oh. And mine is Blossom, because I think it's a very happy color, and I feel happy, I feel excited for the day, and the things that I'm gonna get done today, and the things that I'm gonna accomplish, and being a part of this, to be able to note change in my community, I think we're really starting to blossom.
Aww.
Good morning, everyone. I picked red because red is so shiny and I feel like excited and full of things to share. And I'm so, I'm waiting just to share it with you later.
Nice, thank you.
Anyone else? Anybody else want to share?
¿Quiere compartir qué color le queda a usted ahora?
Ah.
Oh, here they come.
Nosotros ahorita con la tía elegimos el color negro porque se nos acaba de morir un perrito que anda un virus y andamos un poco tristes.
She said she chose black today because they just lost a puppy.
Oh.
I understand.
And I'll read what's on the chat.
On the chat, okay, we have some people on chat, just a minute.
So we've got on the chat, we've got Gustavo, who's feeling red and fiery. And then we have Laura, who said poppy. I love the yellow, it gives me happiness vibes. We also have Catherine, who said, I would be a poppy because I'm feeling energetic and bright. Rocio said sunshine, she's ready for the summer. And let's see, we also have Jean who said sunshine. She said, I'm not ready for summer yet, but there's a lot and I like longer days. And then we also have Annie who said she feels like sunshine, wake up very early and have already done so much of my agenda by 10 a.m. And then Keith said, red, I'm hot and my program is on fire.
No, I'm not.
Fire now.
Hola, buenos días a todos. Mi color es el Nike.
Ajá, morado.
Ajá, porque ahorita estoy como una balanza por emocionalmente. Tuve mi bebé y me agarró el posparto y estoy en una balanza, ajá, por eso es light.
She says she chose night, that purple color. She says she's kind of like in a balance that's kind of teetering right now. She had her baby and is suffering a little bit from postpartum, but she's trying to find that balance.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Get that to you. All right. So right now we have our meeting agreement and I'm wondering if I could get some volunteers. Is there anyone online or is there anyone here that would like to read our meeting agreements? They are found in the center of your table if you need to find them. We also have them listed online.
I say Tess, she's on fire today.
This girl's on fire. Go ahead, Tess. Go, girl.
Be punctual, stay present and engaged and on topic. Put the focus on the future. Be authentic, be yourself. One person speaks at a time. Agree to disagree respectfully. Finish your sentence, not your paragraph. Set up, set back. Exercise confidentiality when necessary. Be patient and open to the technology. Keep your video on if possible. Assure positive intentions. A rainy day will make flowers. Separate person from the road. Be creative and have fun.
Is everyone in agreement with our meeting agreements? Give us a thumbs up. Yay, 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 yay. Okay, we're going to continue on. We're going to move on with our data sense making as it pertains to justice and crime in the Antelope Valley. So I'm going to turn this over to Sylvia.
Thank you, Darrell. Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. Welcome. Bienvenidos. So as we know, we've been working. We're heading to the finish line with all our different data maths that we've been approaching and reviewing. And I know overall this data, and especially the one today, it's very sobering data, right, for us here in the Antelope Valley. But I want us to take a look at it and say, this is our jumping point. This is really where we're going to take off and start doing the work, and not feel like so overwhelmed by some of the negativity that's in the data or some of the really unfortunate and sad statistics that are in there. Instead, we're going to say, we're going to start working. This community is going to work so hard that we're going to change these statistics. And next time that there's an assessment done, we're going to bring those stats up and we're going to make some changes and we're going to stand out. But as you know, we've been utilizing empowerment evaluation and community-based participatory action. And one of the things that we've seen is that when we have these conversations in our breakout rooms, we really have seen some deep conversations happening. I think it's really connected our community, both virtually and in person. Because this, for some of us, this information may be new, for some it may not be, but I think the fact that we're having these discussions, and some of these discussions can be very difficult to have, but the fact that we're having these discussions really is invigorating, because that just means that we're learning that we aren't the only ones that are thinking there's an issue here. We're not the only ones that are realizing that there's work to do. We're coming together and we're seeing this as a community, right? So that's really exciting to me. The next slide, please. So as you see, everybody has on their table the sheet, and virtually you'll see it obviously on the screen. This is the triangle that has the 6 conditions of change, and it is translated. And then on the back of it, you'll see like the definitions for everything to just kind of give you kind of like a cheat sheet on what each one of the sections of the conditions are. But really using this as our guide when we're looking at these data mats, we're looking at, again, we're looking at what are some of the root causes of some of this, right? We're not looking at just the symptoms. We're not looking at where to put a Band-Aid. We're really wanting to see this data and say, the root cause could be this, the root cause could be that, and keeping our mindset that way, we're going to be able to really just do the deeper dive and really do a better analysis in terms of systems change. So I wanted to make sure that you all have that. Obviously you can take all of this information home with you. And then I wanted to just make sure that every meeting that we have, and right before we do a new data map, the day before the meeting, Stephanie sends out an email. I know you guys get a million emails from us, and at times it's got to be like enough, but just at least be on the lookout for the one the day before the meeting, because that one, not only are we sending you the agenda, we're also sending you the data map that we'll be looking at. We're also sending you any other documentation that is being presented or given out here at the meeting. So if you want to look back at some of those emails, you'll find that information. But the other thing too is that if you feel like you've missed out on maybe some of the if you're missing out on some of the data mats that we've done, for some reason you weren't able to be here, we can reshare that with you. You just need to, maybe after the meeting, come talk to Stephanie, give her your email, and she'll make sure that she can share all those data mats with you. And we have them both in English and Spanish, and I would take both of them just in case you're out at another community event, or you're at your job, or whatever it may be, and you're talking about the data mats, you can share them. We got these to share with our entire community. It's really important that our entire community be made aware of this. So what we're going to do is the same routine we've done for the last couple of weeks is that we're going to break out into groups, and we're going to make sure that before that, I want to talk just a little bit, just to give a brief scenario in terms of how we're selecting the data and the criteria that we're looking for. The data that we're using for all of these data mats is data that is public, and it doesn't require specialized access. Anybody, this is public information, and any of you has access to it. The thing is that a lot of people maybe don't know where to access this. So by us putting it together on the data map, we're just kind of bringing all our sources together to make it a lot easier for you. The data can be anywhere. The data can be very recent, or the farthest back it'll go is 5 years. And some of it is because that's how often those studies are being done. And so that's, for some of those we go back. But we will continue to update these so that if new data comes out, for example, on the housing data map, we will share that with you. And the other thing is that the methodologies that are used to collect and analyze the data are also shared. We've shared those at the beginning of the meeting. Next slide. And we want to make sure that the data is that we're clear about the types of participants that are included in the sample or the research done, the types of demographics. And we always make it a point that we really do want to make sure that we give credit to the agency or the program that really did, the research, or for example, the census. A lot of this information is brought out from the census as well. So you'll always see that in our data mats, and that we really are trying to gather. If we were to just do a topic and say, we want to find all the data, it would be mats that are 30 pages long, and then it wouldn't allow us the opportunity to just do an overview, which is exactly what this is. Is there more data with these topics? Absolutely. But we just want to do an overview because as we get to the end of the data mats and you as a community of Best Start, then take a look at everything we've done, and then we get to decide what our new focus areas are going to be, which is will turn into our community change agenda. Once we select that, we will then at that point start creating the committees of the projects we want to start doing within the community. So that if somebody wants to be part of the policy committee, what projects are we going to take on? If you want to be part of one of the specific areas, let's just say like right now it's resource. What projects are we doing to bring more resources to the Antelope Valley? So that's part of what we're going to do. And we're really trying to be representative of the community as a whole here in the Antelope Valley. And really just this data is about relevant issues that you as a whole, both virtual, our virtual members and our in-person members have asked or have stated that these are real important issues within our community. So that's kind of how we select some of this data. And I just wanted to put that out there for you. And then, so now we're going to move into, so our data map for today is justice and crime. And we'll do what we've done for the past several weeks is that we will break out into 3 smaller groups here in person. How many groups are we doing online? 2 groups online. And you'll have about 50 minutes to review the data. You'll have, remember the 2 questions we always look at. What stood out? What other systems play part in this? We know we're doing the crime and justice. We know that's already, one system that plays, but what other things play into these systems? Keeping that in mind. For those of you that are here in person, you'll also find on your table a sheet that has those 2 questions for you. And that is so that you can start taking your notes as what you're seeing on the data. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a facilitator both online and we're going to ask for volunteers both online and in person so that one person at each table can be like the note taker. And then we'll facilitate, we'll take turns facilitating or talking about the different data that is impacting us. So again, we'll have about 50 minutes and I think we will go on to another really fruitful conversation like we've had in the last couple of weeks. So.
We are back. Listen, I know that this was an intense discussion. It was eye-opening. A lot of things have come up that we are dealing with, and it produced a lot of emotions, feedback, which was great. So in person, we had a lot of discussions. I'm sure online there were some discussions as well that were intent. I want to make sure that we are able to process. And this is a place where we process what we've talked about. And if we have the microphone, okay, great, great, great. We can go to our next slide.
This is just a reminder
Oh.
of where we've been.
Yeah.
And we're almost getting to, like I said, to the finish line.
We're almost there.
And just a few more, and then we're gonna have our data journey
Overall party.
party.
We're gonna have a party. So we are 1/3 of the way done. We're almost there, guys.
We're almost there.
So next week, we'll be going over environment, physical space, health and mental health, nutrition, nutrition, health and nutrition, Denise, community change, prioritization, and then we're gonna hit our mark. Yay, yay, yay. Yes, our closing reflections. Our takeaway from this presentation today. Deep breath, takeaway. Ms. Sylvia has it. So we're gonna go online and in person, but just give us, as we go around, what did you take away from this presentation today? Ms. Sylvia.
I took away from this presentation that there's two sides to every coin. I didn't get it before, but I do now.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Any takeaways? What did you get from this session?
The communication is a priority between our community, our officers, our schools, and our organizations. And that's the only way that we're gonna make change, is to begin communicating and working together.
Mhm. Are there any online that would like to share their takeaway or?
Quisieran decir algo de lo que
Okay,
Pues de esta reunión me llevo de que cuando veamos un problema o una injusticia, preguntemos cómo podemos hacer para parar eso y no juzgar, sino cómo puedo ser parte de la solución.
she was saying that, you know, part of what she took out of the conversation today is that when we as either individuals or part of this community see injustices or things that are not okay, that we take the time to ask ourselves, how can I help better this? And not just become judgmental, but really like, what can I do to make this better?
mhm, mhm. Any other comments? Anyone online? Nobody posted? Okay.
You know what I would like to say is that, again, you know, I said earlier on that, yeah, some of these statistics are sobering. And it affects us on so many different levels, and I think it can trigger different things for different people. But I think these kind of conversations are the kind of conversations where we don't look to blame, we don't look to just everything of what's wrong, but we're actually gonna, you know, like Sylvia said, it's like, let's look around, let's, you know, like, let's look at two sides of things. It isn't always just a one-sided thing, and I think that's what these conversations can do, is really just have a different type of conversation as opposed to just a blame and a judgmental conversation.
Exactly, exactly. I did want to say, point out, someone asked, do we, in these forums, do we ever have, especially something like this, do we ever have someone from the outside, like the sheriffs, come and answer questions? Because it's a different perspective when you're looking at the numbers, the data. And I said, yeah, we did. And our Officer Green who's a part of us, who comes in and periodically will participate in.
Yeah, and you know, just the thing is that right now with, we will get back to that kind of a process as part of the Best Start regional meetings. We just took and in talking to a lot of the residents, a lot of you, we agreed that just from January to July, we were just gonna focus a lot on this work, on going through this data, on really just starting to prioritize where our focus is gonna be. And once we finish that, we're gonna have time to be able to then at that point say like, here's our new focus area. And here are things that affect that specific focus area. And let's just say that we choose education to be our new focus area. The justice system affects it. We're seeing, right, like how many different systems affect that. And so it'll start guiding our work. It'll start guiding who we bring in to really support that kind of work. So we will be doing that once we finish and prioritize where our work is gonna be in terms of how are we gonna better our community for those families and children 0 to 5. Because we know that is where we gotta start, and then it moves to other community and older, residents and all of, because it has to start there.
Mhm. Okay, if you had, and I'm gonna ask everyone, we'll go around the room, one word to describe how you felt about today's meeting, what word would that be? Just one word.
You want everything?
Yeah, sure.
At the same time, like say 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Amazing.
Oh.
Excited.
Disappointed, hopeful, excited, what else? Okay, challenged, good one. Anybody else? Okay, online, let me hear from you. Do the waterfall for me. One word, give me one word online. Just put it in that chat box, because we're gonna read it out loud. Give me one.
Inspiring.
Okay,
Resolve.
Impactful. Una palabra que
Me siento confortable.
comfortable.
comfortable.
Resolve. Coming up.
All right. Awesome. Okay, well, I didn't get a chance. What would you like to see happen? One word. What would you like? Go back to that one screen. What would you like to see happen from this point on?
Be safe.
Communication, be safe. One word. Training. Give me another word. Online, give me a word. Put it in there. What would you like to see happen? Do the waterfall. 1, 2, 3. Put it in that chat.
Initiative,
Collaboration, initiative. Equal transparency. That was more than one word. Informed.
I'm gonna throw in there disruptive, but good disruptive.
I want to see the good kind of trouble.
But we gotta disrupt systems, right?
The good kind of trouble. All right. Awesome. Truth. Yeah, what is?
Just to really be able to say, I'm committed.
Committed.
To be
open-minded. Open-minded.
Graceful rebellion. Ooh, I'm gonna use.
Ooh,
that one.
graceful
Yeah.
rebellion. That sounds just like me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you about the time I got kicked out of church. No, I'm kidding. No.
We're good.
Okay, we're good. Okay, next screen. All right, our Antelope Valley Workshop, Alternative to Violent Project. This goes right in line, Diana. This is what we're doing. So let's bring the you could say microphone right to Diana.
Okay, I'm with the Alternative to Violence Project, and we are coming up with a workshop this week, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Sycamores. It's a workshop working and dealing with peaceful relationships, conflict resolution, how we have a part in our own conflicts, how we can resolve them, how we can help resolve conflicts between us and other people, helping bring them down. Be a lot of discussion on our own skills and learning new skills. So we really recommend a lot of people to join us. You can register 2 ways. The Best Start group has an online registration with Eventbrite. And so you can go through them. Or you can just send me an email at avpav@aol.com. That's Apple Victor Paul Apple Victor avpav@aol.com. There's no fee because it's being covered by the Antelope Valley Violence Prevention Coalition. So yay! And also, I believe the Best Start is providing lunches, so you don't even have to worry about lunch. They're going to have lunch usually too. So This is, you do need to register, so we know how many lunches and things to get. So if you haven't registered yet, you got the weekend to get it together. Because Monday they start, and those of you who have registered, you will receive another email from me that give you all the information again on where it is and the timing and a reminder.
And you have to attend all 4 sessions.
Yes,
right?
you have to attend all 4 sessions to get a certificate. You do get a certificate at the end of the 4 sessions saying you completed, which if you're a volunteer, you need hours for community service. They count for that. If you're needing that kind of thing, so you have that time for available. This is really kind of a fun workshop. We do a lot of activities, just learning more about ourselves, and that's always fun. So join us. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Diana. Okay, so because we recognize that the data that we reviewed today, it had a lot of meat to it. There's a lot going on, but we wanted to also provide you with community resources here for those who are dealing with reentry. Now, you'll be sent this information. These are local resources here in the Antelope Valley that will help with reentry programs. These are here. So people say, well, we don't have anything out here in the Antelope Valley to help those who are released from prisons. We don't have anything. We do. These are a few resources that are local in our high desert. So you can we'll send that out to you. Yeah. Next screen. Yeah, and then all the support services, I did want to highlight, this is something that is coming up for reentry for women who are newly released from prison. And it is for all the support services. It's through all the support services. They're having an open house. So if you are able to go by and join them, support, find out what they're going to be doing, and maybe, do some volunteer work to help that process. But this is an open house that's going to be taking place tomorrow.
You'll be there.
Yeah, AVPH is going to be there. Next screen. Steffi. All right, we're there. We're at that place. Follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, Linktree, YouTube. You can get all of this information, find out about our Best Start program through these entities. And we want to thank you for joining us. For those of you who are here in person, make sure you get your lunch. I'm not going to make the people online jealous and tell you what we have for lunch because that hurts your feelings. But thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will,
Take the survey.
Oh, don't forget to take the survey. I almost forgot. Don't forget, if you leave, don't forget to take the survey. If you are here, take the survey. Where is the survey here?
The survey, it will be sent out,
With all the stuff from
yeah,
today.
if you sign in, it'll be sent out with all the resources. And it'll be
So,
on the bottom.
yeah. All right, so have a great day, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Enjoy your holiday, your weekend. Bye.
I'm sure